We're back with the Screen Team. I've got Laura on the show, and we're doing a lot of family classic movies. We got done with Swiss Family Robinson, and now we're moving on to another one of Laura's favorite films to rent as a child, Charlotte's Web. Now, this is old school.
Yes.
We're not talking about the one that had Dakota Fanning in it.
Yeah.
This one is...
It's older than us.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
like late 70s, isn't it?
I would think so, at least. I'm not sure when the movie came out, but... It's based on a book that I actually read the book. Actually, my grandmother bought me the book when I was a little bitty kid, like third grade or something. And it's by E.B. White, and it's an award-winning book, and they turned it into, a cartoon movie years and years ago. But when I was a little kid, when I went to the video store, I'm from Van Buren, so the video store had like 200 movies in it.
Sure.
And most of them I wasn't allowed to watch. There was this little section for kids and family, and I remember every week we wanted to get Robin Hood, the cartoon movie, the Disney movie, Charlotte's Web. I had Swiss Family Robinson recorded on VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
used to love
recorded
doing that
stuff off TV. Yeah.
We used to have that a lot as with my family. It would just be movies that you would see on TV. And
yeah.
Most of the time they'd be like edited, or you have to like pause it and play it, when the commercial came.
Yes, when the commercial came, or fast forward through the commercial.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, it's commercial. Get up there and press pause.
Yeah, like VHS was like the equivalent of the cassette tape back then.
Right.
So, but I had those. But Charlotte's Web, I was in a church talent show when I was in like third grade, and I remember I wrapped up this little stuffed bear, and I had on like clothes like Fern, little girl in the movie, and they set me up a little stage, and I sat down, and my dad's friend played guitar, and he played the song, and I sang that song that Fern sings to Wilbur in the movie, and I can still remember that song to this day because I loved that movie so much. And it was all about animals and little kids talking to animals and imagination. And, I think little kids can watch it and, like, that's how they see things. Like, they talk to their stuffed animals or their pets. And it's like they're having a real conversation. They can imagine in their mind that there's a conversation there, even if it's not real, and animals don't talk. Well, when we get older, we get jaded, and we're like, kids talking to these, it's just silly. But when you're small, that's just a part of your imagination growing and expanding, and I think it's a good thing. Sure,
yeah, it is a great thing. I used to do that a lot when I was a kid with stuffed animals and stuff like that.
Imaginary friends.
Yeah, imagination is one of the keys to life. I still talk to my stuffed animals. I enjoy it.
Yes, quite a collection.
So Charlotte, what's her deal, man? She's basically she lives.
Charlotte's the outsider.
She's the outsider. I thought she's the spider, right?
She is a spider. Charlotte is all these animals and this little girl. The little girl's she lives next door, but they all live on this farm, and they've all been born there. They've lived there. They know each other. And one day, the spider shows up, and she's an outsider. So they don't really. They're kind of like, oh, she eats bugs. Ooh, she drinks blood. They they look down on her, and they don't really accept her. But this little pig, Wilbur, he immediately wants a friend because he misses Fern, because he moved away from Fern to this other farm, and he just wants a friend so bad that he tells her, he's like, I'll be your friend, and so she kind of holds him at a distance at first. But then she comes to love him, and when she finds out that they're going to butcher him, she vows, I don't know how, I don't know what's going to happen, but I promise that I will save your life.
Yeah.
And so he's like, how? And she's like, just let me think about it. So, the movie is about the things that she does to she has to find words to put in her web. She writes words in her web that represent what he is, and then the people come and see it, and it changes their mind, and they start looking at the animals in a different way. So
you're saying there's a lot of messages in this movie?
Yeah, there's little underlying stories like friendship and loyalty, and how sometimes people can appear a certain way because they may be gruff and grim, but really they're good-hearted in the end. There's a lot of things that you can take away from it, and I think that when she wrote the book and then whoever put it into a movie, they did a good job of putting that in there from the book to the movie. It's really very close to what the book was too. So
like the very first social warrior kind of film.
I don't know what that means.
Never mind. If you ever talk to Sabrina, and if you ever do talk to Sabrina, she'll talk your ears off. But one of her biggest highlights was when she was in junior high, I think. I always get the story wrong because I'm not listening. But she's either in junior high or in high school. She was in like the very first performance of Charlotte's Web.
And she was the voice of Charlotte.
She was Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah,
she was the starter.
I knew you were going to, when I never heard that story, but when you said, I was thinking in my head, I can see Sabrina being the voice of Charlotte in that movie.
Yeah. And she's probably listening to me right now, cussing me up and down, but that's one of her biggest highlights. It's like being in Charlotte's Web and then being Luke's mom and then marrying me is like way down here, so.
He exaggerates.
The movie's called Charlotte's Web. If you get a chance, it's a classic. It's one the whole family will definitely love and dig. So if you get a chance, check it out. We're going to tell you about another animated film. It's called Ferdinand. It's next on the Screen Team.